Welcome dear audience, students and scholars. Here I'm Dr. Amjad Ali. Dear scholars, so far as we have discussed about stabilization policy and we have decided should policy be active or passive, and we have also decided should policy be conducted by rule or by discretion. So in this video we are going to discuss time inconsistency and the trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Introduction. Suppose that the Phillips curve describes the relationship between inflation and unemployment, letting U denote the unemployment rate, UN, or we can say U par N, the natural rate of unemployment, pi the rate of inflation, and E pi the expected rate of inflation. Unemployment is determined by U is equal to U par N minus alpha into pi minus E pi. So unemployment is low when inflation exceeds the expected inflation, and high when inflation falls below expected inflation. The parameter alpha determines how much unemployment responds to surprise inflation. Okay, let's discuss about inflation and unemployment for simplicity. Suppose also that Fed chooses the rate of inflation. In reality, the Fed controls inflation only imperfectly through its control of the money supply. But for purposes of illustration, it is useful to assume that Fed can control inflation perfectly. The Fed likes low unemployment and low inflation. Suppose that the cost of unemployment and inflation as perceived by the Fed can be represented as L into U pi is equal to U plus gamma pi square. So here gamma present how much the Fed dislikes inflation relative to unemployment, and L into U pi is called the loss function. The Fed objective is to make the loss as small as possible. Okay, while further explanation about inflation and unemployment, having specified how the economy works and the Fed's objective, let's compare monetary policy made under a fixed rule and under discretion. We begin by considering policy under a fixed rule. A rule commits the Fed to a particular level of inflation. As long as private agents understand that Fed is committed to this rule, the expected level of inflation will be the level the Fed is committed to produce. Because expected inflation equals actual inflation, E pi is equal to pi, unemployment will be at its natural level, natural rate, U is equal to U par N. So here one of the main question arises, what is the optimal rule? Because unemployment is at its natural rate regardless of the level of inflation legislated by the rule, there is no benefit to having any inflation at all. Therefore, the optimal fixed rule requires that Fed produce zero inflation. Now let's consider discretionary monetary policy. Under discretion, the economy works as follow. Okay, number one, private agents form their expectation of inflation, E pi. Number two, the Fed chooses the actual level of inflation, pi. Number three, based on expected and actual inflation, unemployment is determined. Okay, moving toward the further explanation about the question, what the optimal rule. Under this arrangement, the Fed minimized its loss L into U pi, subject to the constraint that the Phillips curve imposes. Okay, when making its decision about the rate of inflation, Fed takes expected inflation as already determined. To find what outcome we would obtain under discretionary policy, we must examine what level of inflation the Fed would choose. Okay, by substituting the Phillips curve into the Fed's loss function, we obtain L into U pi is equal to U power n minus alpha into pi minus E pi plus gamma pi square. Okay, notice that the Fed's loss is negatively related to unexpected inflation, the second term which we have given in the equation, and positively related to the actual inflation. To find the level of inflation that minimize this loss, differentiate with respect to pi to obtain dl over d pi is equal to minus alpha plus 2 gamma pi. Okay, the loss is minimized when this derivative equals 0. Solving for pi, we get pi is equal to alpha over into 2 pi. Okay, whatever level of inflation private agents expect, this the optimal level of inflation for the Fed to choose. Of course, rational private agents understand the objective of the Fed and constraint that the Phillips curve imposes. They therefore expect that the Fed will choose this level of inflation. Expected inflation equals actual inflation, that is E pi is equal to pi is equal to alpha over into 2 gamma, and unemployment equals its natural rate, U is equal to U power n. Okay, moving toward the further explanation about this question, what is the optimal rule? Okay, now compare the outcome under optimal discretion to the outcome under the optimal rule. In both cases, unemployment is at its natural rate, yet discretionary policy produces more inflation than does policy under the rule. Thus, optimal discretion is worse than the optimal rule. This is true even though the Fed under discretion was attempting to minimize its loss L into U pi. Okay, at first it may seem strange that the Fed can achieve a better outcome by being committed to a fixed rule. Why cannot the Fed with the discretion the Fed committed to a zero inflation rule? Okay, the answer is that the Fed is playing a game against private decision makers who have rational expectation. Unless it is committed to a fixed rule of zero inflation, the Fed cannot get private agents to expect zero inflation. Okay, let's conclude our discussion. Here we have the conclusion. Suppose, for example, that the Fed simply announces that it will follow a zero inflation policy. Such an announcement by itself cannot be credible after private agents have formed their expectations of inflation. The Fed has the incentive to renege on its announcement in order to decrease unemployment. So as we have just seen, once expectations are determined, the Fed's optimal policy is to set inflation at, we have discussed that pi is equal to alpha over 2 gamma, regardless whatever the expected inflation in the economy. So the private agents understand the incentive to renege and therefore do not believe the announcement in the first place. this theory of monetary policy has an important implication. Under one circumstances, the Fed with discretion achieve the same outcome as the Fed committed to a fixed rule of zero inflation. If the Fed dislikes inflation much more than it dislikes unemployment, inflation under discretion is near zero because Fed has little incentive to inflate. This finding provide some guidance to those who have the job of appointing central bankers. An alternative to imposing a fixed rule is to appoint an individual with the disliking for inflation. Perhaps this is why even liberal politicians who are more concerned about unemployment than inflation sometimes appoint conservative central bankers who are more concerned about inflation rather than unemployment. So this is all about time inconsistency and the trade-off between inflation and unemployment. So see you with another video. Ciao.